Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord. The Gold Glove finalists were released at each position, 3 at each position. And there was one name that I'm reading these things, and they just popped up on my Twitter timeline. Eddie Rosario is a Gold Glove finalist. Now, there's a couple things I want to say. One, the Gold Glove has become a joke. They rarely get it right, and there's always finalists where you're like, what the hell? The other thing I want to say is Eddie Rosario wasn't as bad defensively as people make him out to be. He's really just like an average defender, and people act like he's the worst because he's not above average. But I initially was like, still, average defender. There's no way an average defender should be winning the Gold Glove. Then I looked at the left field in the National League. Everybody's below average. And when I say everybody, I think there might be one above average defender in left field in the whole National League. It's actually pathetic. So maybe he actually does deserve to be a finalist. But I almost think this is one of these awards where I know you have them by position, but to me, if it's this bad, maybe just make the outfield like 3 people get it. Like it's just like an outfield Gold Glove, and you give them out to 3, kind of like the All-Star votes. Because there's no reason Eddie Rosario, if he wins this award, should have a Gold Glove in his house. And then Alex Anthopoulos is calling people up. Hey, are you interested in a guy who hit 21 home runs and is a Gold Glover? Because it's like that's just ridiculous to say. I mean, he's an average defender at best, but he's not as bad as people think. The NL does have absolutely no good defensive left fielders, but it's quite hilarious that he is a Gold Glove finalist.
He actually leads the finalists in outs above average. So, I mean, take that with what you will. I mean, defensive stats are hard to kind of, I don't want to say computate, but kind of take in real time. One thing I wanted to say is Sean Murphy was not a Gold Glove finalist, and JT Realmuto was. And that's not to say JT Realmuto is a bad defender by any means. In fact, he was the gold standard for a long time. But this year in particular, he was not better than Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy was first in blocks above average, 6th in framing runs, 11th in pop time, whereas Realmuto was 4th, 61st in first. So, yes, he was better in some categories, but he was also 61st in framing runs. I mean, I don't know how that guy is going to he's going to probably win it again. There's so many different ones.
Moreno from the Diamondbacks is going to win it. He's an absolute, he's an
absolute
point. Freak.
But to your point that the Gold Glove has become an absolute joke, and it has more to do with maybe the overcomplication of stats in today's MLB rather than maybe just using the eye test and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it for a while. It's also a bit of a popularity contest, and every year there's guys where you're like, what the hell?
Money Mike might win one, so.
Yeah. Coming up after the break, we are going to talk about the state of the NFC South heading into Week 7.